Okay, so we're doing this live, so it's going to be a little bit more scuffed than usual, but I wanted to show the GemToki method that I'm using. So, the problem with GemToki is he isn't very fun to farm in pro lobbies or in standard lobbies because if you're like me and you have a bunch of sweats added that have, 10k kills or whatever, you're not going to have fun playing GemToki. If you're playing GemToki, you want to be in a noob lobby just so you can live and consistently cash out. So this is my main alternative. The main thing you need to do is you need to have the double gem boost going. If you don't have the double gem boost going, then your GemToki gems will be halved. So make sure you have the boost, and the boost does not affect spirit. So you don't need to run, if you don't have GemToki and you want to do this, you do not need to run the boost. It's just if you're playing GemToki. And this is definitely not a casual way of farming in terms of if you're a new player, I don't recommend this. If you're like me and you played for ages, this is fine, but this isn't the easiest for new players. Also, you need to have 4 people in lobby, so as soon as it drops below 4, you have to leave and you have to rejoin. You can do this in mech or spirit, it doesn't matter. If you're doing it in spirit, you want to get to 8k and then you want to cash out. If you're in mech, then you go to 10k and you cash out, is my suggestion. With Spirit, the advantage is you can pretty easily kill the boss. If you're doing mech, I can't kill the boss in GemToki, but you can, then mech is probably the best. But I don't have the skill to manage that personally. Also, try to use your gem hunts off cooldown. If you don't use them off cooldown, it becomes a little difficult to get all of them in. Same, don't gamble. Don't use the coin flip. It is not worth it at all using the coin flip because on average you're going to lose a lot more than you gain if you get bad luck, and you're never really going to do anything. So just the extra mental bandwidth to gamble is not worth it. Now, if you want to have one big round that gets a lot of money, sure, but or if you want to do it for fun, I guess you can, but it won't make you more money. So just focus on surviving and doing your hunts. And then again, we go off cooldown. You can technically squeeze in a 5th hunt. I just don't recommend it because there's a decent chance you die during the last stage if you mess something up. I will be covering other versions of this method, but this is the main one I use or I enjoy using. So I consider this the best way to run GemToki. I will cover the mech version though in this video. And we hunt. Cash out. You can squeeze in another hunt. I'm just going to recommend you be conservative with it and, just take your 8k and be happy. As far as surviving this boss goes, the main thing is try to make sure you're at an angle with your camera where you can see the things. And again, it's not the end of the world if you take damage. I'm not exactly locked in when I'm trying to talk and play. So, also, I have no idea how they're doing that, but that apparently is a thing. Also, your abilities turn back on, so you could technically try to squeeze in another hunt. Oop. And yeah, talking while doing this is going to mess me up a lot, but essentially you just try to kill it. And again, if you don't, you still get the gems. You get the 8k gems before the final thing, and this is better than running it normally. So You might as well. The spirit gems basically don't convert 1-to-1 into normal gems because on average, I would say they're probably worth, I don't know, maybe a third or half as much. Because a lot of these items don't convert very well. It's probably not even that much. The problem is Warforged has really bad demand, and Cursed Spirit Blade has really bad demand. And the chances that you get either of them are very low. So I don't recommend it. Also, don't use your donate. Don't give people gems. You also don't want to do your gem hunt late because then it messes up your timing a little bit. So try to be consistent with using gem hunt off cooldown. The cooldown I timed as 50 seconds. So every 50 seconds you want to be using your hunt. Now, I might be a little bit off, but I timed it a couple times. So I think it's 50 seconds at least in Spirit. I don't think it's changed going into other content, but I guess it could be. But even if you don't make it to kill Spirit, 8k gems is better than the 10k Spirit gems. So this is still just a much better method for farming. And it's much easier because you don't need to actually finish the final stage and you get more loot. I'll do mech in a second, but this is just a very chill method. The only issue is people leave as soon as they die, typically. So you only get a couple rounds out and you have to rejoin. So if you can run this with a clan, that would be ideal. If you can't, then you're going to have to do what I do, where I'm going to leave after this round. Just pretend that we're down to 3 players. Because typically we would be by now. I just got kind of lucky and 8 people went into this at the start, so it lasted a little bit longer than normal. But I think this is the best active method to farm gems just because it's a little bit mindless and you can do it without thinking too hard. And you can play for a long time. This also works for mobile players if you're good enough to run this. So, since they can't AFK, this is the best way to do it. This is how I would recommend all the new players start if they're on mobile. Now, if you can't get GemToki, I'll cover the clan method, but I don't think it's nearly as good. And again, it relies on your clan running that whenever you need it, which isn't realistic, especially with how dead most clans are nowadays. As far as the spirit gems, also, try to make sure you're saving your commons and rares so you can make A grades with them. The reason we want A grades is if you're running AFK aura, you can put your auras on that to sell them. So it makes it much easier. Oh my god, today is not my day. I did just wake up for context when making this video, so it's a little scuffed, but you know, it's fine. One thing you can do to help is try to go in circles when you're trying to dodge the things. So again, we got 8k, last phase, catch out. Now if we die, we don't really care, because we got, you know, some spirit gems, we got 8k real gems. If we die, we die. It's fine. If you're going to play this and try to farm spirit legit, then I would recommend you probably run Fox Arrow or some character you feel comfortable on. Also, don't be scared to use your dash. I'm a little washed because I haven't been doing this much recently. Yeah. So again, if I wasn't talking for a video, I would be able to do this, but talking for a video doesn't work too well. Also, I have no idea how to do that, so I can't help you with that, but apparently that exists. First time seeing it too, so that's fun. Now we're going to go to mech. Which, for mech, I'm just going to show this part because I want to give an example. If you're going to the boss lobby, the problem is you want to wait till there's enough people. So I'd recommend standing in it to get people to jump into it. And again, if it's less than 4 people, we dip. So if I don't get one more person, then I leave. Okay. Well, we got 4. I'm just going to say this is fine for the video. I would probably want to wait 6 if I was going to do this myself off camera, but it's fine. I'll be making videos on how to spend the gems and stuff later. And if you don't have GemToki, it's up to you if you want to buy GemToki for this method now. It depends what your goals are, but if you have GemToki and you stopped using him because he's terrible in PvP, and you got tired of like 10k kill people killing you while you're using GemToki, do this. Because now they can't kill you. Unless they troll and use weird champions just to team damage. But yeah. As far as mech goes also, this is a lot more casual because you aren't worried about winning at all. And mech is much easier in the beginning and horribly difficult near the end. So the rounds are overall a little bit longer also. That's why we get to go to 10k fake gems instead of 8k. Because at 8k in Spirit, typically you're just about to do the final stage. 8k in this, you still have plenty of time before it's really that unmanageable. And again, stamina off cooldown. Anything you can do to make the round longer and keep people in the game, I would recommend doing also. Because this method's more about optimizing how many rounds you can get and how many gems you can get. It's not about anything related to the boss. The gears you get are just a bonus. We don't actually care about the gears or the souls from either content. Also, for the mech, when he's using the one arm cannon, just go to the opposite side. After you've done it enough, you kind of just get used to it. But to make it easy, just do it this way. And then this is both cannons. And again, you can do this in a less scuffed way than I'm doing it, but I'm just showing, so. And again, now we have 4K, and we're only past, I think, the first stage, so pretty good. And then this is just stand still. You stand between the things. Just don't let the ball hit you. You're good. Yeah, don't do that. That hurts. Oh, I thought he was AFK for a second. You can double jump them also, so you can do this. That works. I just don't recommend it if you don't have to. No reason to take free damage. Doesn't benefit us, so. If you're not used to fighting mech, you can argue cashing out at 6k or 8k might be more tolerable. But after you've played this enough, I really recommend cashing out at 10k. Just because it's not that bad. And he doesn't EMP for a long time, so you can always panic cash out if you take a lot of damage. Hunts. Not the easiest way to hunt, but, you know, it works. Thought it was faster. My bad. Yeah, so this part's generally where newer players are gonna get killed. So if you want to cash out during that or before that, that's up to you. But I recommend trying to make it past this and getting one more hunt out, because I think it's very doable. EMP isn't for a long time still, so we have a very easy way of getting there. And as you do this more, you get more comfortable. So again, we hit 10k. I'm just going to show a little bit farther into the fight of why I don't cash out farther, but... So again, I cashed out there before this phase. Yeah, so I mean, I can maybe survive this, but it's not as consistent as I'd like. Also, I am definitely a little washed at farming this. It probably would have helped if I finished my coffee before recording this video, but, you know, we don't plan ahead, so... So again, at EMPs now, I would just die. I'm not going to pass this phase on GemToki, or I don't care to at least. So, yeah. But that's it as far as the solo GemToki methods. I'll try to cover the clan version at some point soon, if I can, but this is the main way I recommend you active farm if you're trying to farm a bunch of gems and you're going to play for hours and hours and don't want to think too much. So again, the only downside is we have under 4 players, so we have to hop to lobby and keep doing this. If you can farm this in a 4 stack, that would be the ideal, but it isn't exactly that realistic to have a 4 stack that wants to do this. So just kind of mentioning it as far as the issues go for it. That's the one downside to this strategy, but it's a lot more casual than dealing with sweats. So it's an option. And if you haven't found a way to use GemToki, I'd recommend doing it that way, because we get a lot of gems for not too much effort. But yeah, that's it. So have a good one.